Welcome to a mat workout this morning. We're going to do a little tiny bit of controlled core exercises, obliques, focusing a lot on glutes and hips, and we'll probably do an arm workout another time. Alright, so for this workout, it's useful to have a block, ideally a foam block if you can, or a block you can wrap in a towel. If not, take a pillow and then you can fold in half to make it just a little bit firmer. A pillow works perfectly fine. Alright, so we're going to start today on all fours. Beginning with a few cat-cows, especially focusing on mobility of the pelvis. So really tipping the pelvis up, letting the belly fall down, look up. Breathe here for a moment, and then articulate through the pelvis first, tuck it under. Try to pop that up, lower back up towards the sky, and then mid back, and then push in the hands. A couple more. Knees can be wider too. It might feel nice to have the knees wider and hip distance apart. Last one. Alright, so from here, we're going to take a couple baby planks. If those don't work for you, they're going to continue with your cat-cows, or you can work on moving with circles in the pelvis as well. But for baby planks, we tuck the toes under, push in the hands first, and then lift the knees 1 or 2 inches off the floor and hold for 10. Just 1 or 2 inches. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, come down to the forearms. Flex the right foot, bring the right heel up to the ceiling, lower it down, and kick up. You can do this on the hands as well, just giving them a bit of a break. Keep the knee with a deep bend. Keep your glutes squeezed. I'm going to do a shorter count here just for time, but you can always take these exercises a little bit longer. 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold the leg up, straighten the leg, then point the toe, come down that. Try to keep even pressure in both hands. Keep both hips pointing down. So leg isn't coming up high, so you're not doing this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little hold, and 5, 4, 3. Little circles, 2, and 1 for your circles. Lower down, come into child's pose. Put the knees up nice and wide. Come back. You have an option of taking a couple more sets of those baby planks. So you do that again between our leg exercises, but I'm just going to go right into the other side of the leg, depending how people are feeling with that core exercise. But feel free to, again, take another one of those for 10 to 15 seconds, even 20, between your sides for the glutes. Coming back up, forearms or hands. I'll do it with the hands this time. Just so you can see, flex the left foot, knee taps down, and then kicks up. Making sure the right knee is basically under the right hip or a little bit wider. Really squeeze your glutes, push out of your hands or forearms. 4, 3, 2, hold it up at the top, straighten the leg, point the toe, come down up. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it, little circles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Come into child's pose. Another opportunity for another set of your baby planks if you'd like to take it into 3. Depends how you feel today. Or also depends if the core can take it. So if you have any separation of the core, then I wouldn't do this at all. Alright, as you come back up, we're going to come to one side. So I'm going to come onto my left arm just so I can see you here. You can stay on the knees, bend your knees, have your heels in line with your knees, or the legs can be straight. Depends again how you feel today in the core. So straight legs, feet can be stacked or one in front of the other. When you're ready, making sure the shoulder is stacked over top of the elbow, lift up. Hand can be down, or hand can be up, or hand can be on the hip. We're going to lower and lift. If that doesn't feel good, just hold the lift. And again, if it's too much on the feet, then you're coming to the knees for this one. Getting the obliques working, so keep the belly kind of zip it in a little bit. Make sure the hips coming down, you're not pointing your belly forward. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Come all the way down. We'll stay on this side. Now you're going to bend your knees, heels basically in line with your hips. You're going to flex the feet. And when you're ready, press the feet together to lift the knee up and lower down. We're going to need our block soon, or a pillow. So making sure you're not rolling open, keeping yourself pointed to the side, keeping your hip in the same position. So it's just the leg moving. Squeeze your glute a little bit. You might even want to bring the top knee just slightly in front of the bottom one. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the leg up. Little tiny pulses at the top. Pulse. You can always do more counts of any of these two. 7, so I'm doing about 10 count. You can always do 20 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the clam, straighten the leg. Now keep the thighs basically in line if you can. Try to lead with the heel and lift them lower. So if anything, your toes facing more downwards and your heels facing up. You can always bring the bottom leg more to 90 if you feel imbalanced. So try to really push the hip into the floor. Keep the hip really pushed in. So push into the hip, push the hip in the floor. 6, 5, 4, we're gonna pulse the top. 3, 2, hold it up, just about hip height, little tiny pulses. Drive that heel up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Now swing the leg so it's basically parallel to the long edge of your mat, or just basically parallel to your back, and lift and lower. Again, if you can, try to lead with the heel. It's not really going to come that much higher, but think about that. Keep pressing the heel in the hip into the floor. You can bring that leg back if you want that bottom leg. So now my bottom leg is basically, and knee is in line with the hip as well. I like to actually bring both arms overhead to keep me longer. 8, I'm doing more of these. 5, because I like them, they're real good. 4, 3, 2, 1, little pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, bend both knees, bring them in, roll onto your back, grab onto your block or pillow. Place it between your thighs, heads on the mat. I'll bring a bun, bad idea. I'll bring my hands behind my head, but have your hands at your sides. And I'm just going to squeeze into that block or into that pillow. Keeping the glutes released here. We're just trying to release our joints a little bit, our side joints. Release it. And now as you do it now, you kind of play with pelvic tilts. So squeezing that block between the thighs and play with some pelvic tilts here. And now when you're ready, you're going to release that block. Press the feet in the floor, keep the heels close to the glutes. You can either continue with your pelvic tilt, so press the low back of the mat, and then release, really press the tailbone in. Or take it all the way up in a bridge. So I'm just moving my spine, I don't know if that can be seen. My legs are staying super stable, about parallel. You can keep that pillow or block if you want, you don't have to remove it. So you can keep that block and squeeze onto it, and if you'd like, you're going to press your low back in the mat, squeeze your glutes, and lift your hips. If that doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Continue with pelvic tilts. Now again, as I said, all these exercises, in the interest of time, I'm just keeping it to low reps, so even the squeezes, you can do more of those. Same with these hip lifts. Making sure you're really articulating those, so really still do that pelvic tilt before you go up if you're going up. And really make sure your glutes are squeezed, and keep them squeezed until the hips come back down. This will be our last one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to roll over to your other side. I'm just going to switch myself over so you can still see me. So now you're going to roll over, and you're going to take your clams on this side. So I'm keeping my hips even. These are just rolling back. We're doing 10 of these, 10 of the lifts forward. We're doing our pulses there, then our parallel ones, and our pulses there, and coming up into our side plank. All right, so now we're going to come onto our backs. Soles the feet together, knees out wide like a frog. Just let the hips open. Release the glutes. Closing back up. We're coming over to our side for our last plank here. On or off the knees. Lift up. Side plank, lower lift. Keep it pulled in. If it feels like too much, don't do it on the feet. Do it on the knees. Or hold it. You don't have to go up and down. And you don't have to tap the hip down either. Slowly lower. Coming up to seated. We're going to come up to a squat. So you're going to bring your hands down. Walk your feet out, either come off of the heels, or if you can bring the feet wider, you can. Again, you can be on or off the heels. So holding the fingers on the floor, we're going to lift ourselves up into a forward fold and then come back down. Tip the tailbone down towards the floor if you can. Up and down, sit back. So this can also be done a little faster with the heels closer. Woo, I'm gonna fall. So it just depends what you want to get out of it. So this is a little bit more of a burn. Further out, with other heels lifted or lower, you might get more of that kind of opening of the hips. But still a little bit of the quad engagement as well. For 3, to see what feels better for you. 2, so heels lifted or lowered, last 1. So now you're going to make sure you come down in that squat to hold. So either heels are down or up. I can take a nice low yogi squat where it's really good to work on. So knees will have to be wide. Or again, heels can be up. If they're up, maybe place something underneath them, like rolled up socks or something, just to be more supported. This is great if you can hold this and really breathe down the pelvic floor. So releasing on that inhale, letting the belly fill up and think of breathing down. So really breathing all directions. So breathing out and breathing up and down. And then on your exhale, letting it condense. This is great to hold for about 3 minutes or so. If you can, we're working towards that. And this is how I'll leave you today. Thank you.